I wanted to talk a little bit about stop motion and modifying figures for stop motion. If you do stop motion, you'll find that it's really frustrating when your guy, your Lego man, your Obitsu, whatever you're stop motioning with, when you're working with it and it falls down. Even if you have software that uses onion skinning so that you can find the position, it's still frustrating to have to get it back in its original position or its last position in the first place. So I took a Glyos figure. This is a Glyos figure, and this is a really cool guy here. He's kind of like a space robot, and a lot of joints, really good stop motion capability because of all of his joints, the fact that he can move here, he can move there, and he's small. This is called a Glyon Glyaxia Command Elite, and I want to show you some of the stuff that he can do. He can bend all of his parts, bends back, his head bends, his arms move, and everything. He also has extra interchangeable parts, so that means that this is, what's really cool about this is it's a highly customizable figure. You know, so if you're into Lego or anything that, you know, you could take apart and the pieces are very interchangeable. What's really cool about this too is all the joints are interchangeable. I don't know if you could see, but all these pieces, the pegs and the holes will fit into each other, so you can make really long arms or really long legs or whatever, or change the head and attach weapons or whatever. So what I did to this guy here is I put some magnets in his feet, and the way that I did that was I went to Radio Shack and I got 3/16 of an inch rare earth magnets. They cost about like $2 at Radio Shack, and I took a Dremel tool, and what's really, well, you can't see it now because it's already been done, but in the bottom of his feet there are pegs just like in every other joint. There are these little peg holes like this. So I took a Dremel tool and just kind of widened that hole a little bit. I would try to get the 3/16 magnets because they're really tiny, okay? And you won't have to bore too much out of the feet. And after I did that, I got this too. It's a quick setting epoxy. It's a 2-part epoxy, and I really prefer the 2-part epoxies to something like Gorilla Glue or even Super Glue. Super Glue and Gorilla Glue are kind of brittle, and Gorilla Glue is going to expand on you and your project. It's going to kind of like foam up and like puff out, and you know, it doesn't look very nice and whatever. So that's what I did to this guy. And my son and I have made several stop motion videos, and you know, we really get frustrated when our guy falls, so I just wanted to show how these work. I highly recommend that you get rare earth magnets because they're really strong. They're this kind of magnets that you'd see in the bottom of Obitsu dolls and you know, that kind of a thing. So this guy's not going to fall now. He's on there. He can move in any direction. He could stand on one leg, turn around, and if you do stop motion, you realize how useful that is. Not just his mobility alone, but also modified with the magnets, really makes him really good for stop motion. So that's it. I'm gonna do a short stop motion test to see how this works out, and that's it. So Dremel tool in the feet, 3/16 rare earth magnet, and quick setting epoxy to make sure that they stay in there. Okay, so that was my test film. I know it wasn't exciting or anything. There was no plot or whatever, but it was just him moving around. But he's a great mover, and he didn't fall down once. So that's that.